Hi everyone, it's Jade from Career Journey Professional. I am a career coach based in Sydney, helping people with transnational or international background to find and land in the ideal career style that suits you. So last week, Indeed, it's one of the biggest job seeking sites in the world. They released a website. They released a report called the 2018 Job Seeker Report. So basically, they gathered all the data, and this report specifically is about Australian job market. They gathered all the data of how job seekers are performing and what are the things that you can pay attention to. So there are some interesting statistics that I want to share, and what are the implications based on these statistics, and what can we do? How can we stand out from the crowd? So let's go ahead and get started. The first one, which there are two parts of it, it's only 1 of every 10 job seekers are aware of all the job opportunities. So this actually goes back to a very old book. I'm not sure if not that old, but it's like a Bible for career planning or for career coaching. It's called, we call it your parachute. So if you have read it, that means there are a lot of jobs online nowadays when you go for online job seeking site, but there are also other hidden jobs in your network, in LinkedIn, in other places. A lot of people are not aware of all the job opportunities out there. So one of the biggest way I always advocate is expand your network and expand your digital network. Use LinkedIn, get to know more people, get to have more connections in your LinkedIn, in your network, and then you never know, there will be hidden opportunities, there will be referral opportunities, there will be internal opportunities that may come to you. Second part of the first point I want to say is it takes average 82 days in Australia for job seeker to find a job. Of course, the number varies for Gen Y, which is 67 days, slightly quicker, and Gen X 98 days. And it's the slowest for baby boomers, but part of the reason is baby boomers are more experienced, they're probably already at a C-level or senior level. What that actually means, it actually means looking for a job, it's a process. The average is 82 days, which is almost three months. So I always have clients coming to me and say feeling frustrated and lost all their confidence because they look for a job for 2 weeks or 4 months, they haven't found anything. But in Australia, it's normal. It takes normally 2 to 3 months. So you need to have a system and you need to be persistent. You have to be consistent to be able to find a job. You need that guidance. Of course, using the right strategy as well. So don't lose your hope you haven't found a job. It takes time. It's a process. It's the same for everyone. You're not alone. And that's number 1. For number 2, you must be curious, where did people find all the jobs? So obviously, the biggest source will be online. Of course, like Career One, Seek, Indeed, and other job seeking sites. But what I want to share is actually the following statistics. First of all, following online, the biggest source for looking for a job is actually 18% coming from family and friends. So people in your personal network, your family, your relative, your friend, your mate. And then 13% comes from professional network, but excluding current company. So these are the people that's in your industry. It could be your ex-colleague from your previous company, it could be people who worked with from other company, or it could be even can be your clients, or it could be the buy side, sell side. And another 13% coming from your colleague. So it could be from your company, from your previous company, and followed by 12% by LinkedIn. Those are the biggest sources of where people find job. But the interesting thing is, I actually added up how you can find a job apart from online. The biggest actually sums up to, which is 56%. It's all your network. Resources that I just mentioned. It's your family and friends, it's your professional network, it's your colleague, and LinkedIn. That sums up to 50%, which means over half of the job can be found. You have a higher chance of finding it rather than online. It's from your network. Over 90% of recruitment, 93% to be exact. However, half of the job seekers don't even have their LinkedIn profile set up. So if that's you, please set up your LinkedIn profile. Oh, another thing that I want to add up on that point is 15% of jobs are also found from email subscriptions of job sites. So for example, if you go on to Seek and look for specifically, say, civil engineer in Sydney, junior level, and then you can save that search, and then there will be email subscriptions sent to you whenever there's a new job opportunity comes up, so you don't have to actively look for it. You passively receive that and you can apply in the first instance. So that's a really good source as well. That's tip number 2. And number 3, it's only less than half people, like 49% of people think they are well prepared for interview. It is challenging. You are aiming to be yourself. You want to be authentic. You want to be good at who you are, but also selling yourself at the same time. And that is not easy for everyone. So being prepared for interview is actually something you can do way before the actual interview. You can think about in several instances, what is your biggest achievement? How would you express it? How would you say it in a natural way that sounds good to yourself? That's something you can practice. On top of that, only less than a quarter, only about 23% of people use interview to qualify their employers. Always try to tell people it's mutual selection. Yes, it sounds like the company is choosing you, especially if you're a fresh graduate, if you're looking for your first job. It looks like you don't really have a choice. However, the moment you got into a company, it's their job to keep you. Every single day, if you want to leave, you just need to give a notice and you can leave. However, as job seeker or as in the workforce, whenever we change job, we pay a price, right? So before you jump into a job, you want to make sure that's the job that you really want. It could be their culture. Now we're talking about things that's not in the job advertisement. So it could be their culture, what's their team structure, what kind of support or training do you actually get, what are the possible career paths. And when you actually go into interview, that's your opportunity to find out all of that. Some you may ask for it. You can actually ask a question, what kind of support you provide, what is the possible career path for this role. Some you can actually just observe it, like look at how your manager, and sometimes they interview you as a senior, several rounds of interview, you normally get exposure to different people in that company. You will have a taste of what they're like. How do they interact? How do they ask you questions? And what sort of project they're doing. List out the questions you want to find out. List out the thing that's essential for you that you want to find out if that's the job you really want. That's it, guys. Several tips on what does it really mean based on that report for us to stand out, for us to get the most value out of today's job seeking culture. I hope you really get that dream job that you want. Oh, actually, this full report, it's in our email newsletter. So subscribe to our email newsletter, should be the link below. If you find it helpful, leave a like, subscribe to our channel, and there are new courses coming up. I'm so excited. Best luck to your life and career.